Shalom. Shalom, Yesharala. First and foremost, I'm going to start by giving all praise, honors, and glories to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rechach Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching 100% truth. Wa Barakatham to the 144,000, as well as the rest of your elect. May peace and blessing be unto your households. All right, and it's your brother Gadal from the Great Millstone Dallas branch. And in this quick lesson, we're just gonna get into, it's all gonna be worth it, right? All the, suffering, all the sacrifices you made towards Yahweh B'Shem Shai name, all of it's gonna be worth it, man. Right? And it's hard for us to do being in this flesh, which makes it more of a sacrifice. Because the Lord, when he tests you with things, he usually tests you with things that you actually care about. He's not finna really test you with, it wouldn't be considered a test if it's something you don't care about, right? For example, if it's a car you don't care about, man, the Lord ain't gonna really test you with a car like that. But a woman, oh yeah, now we talking. Whether you gotta forsake a woman or whatever is, dear to you, you might have to give up a hobby, but it's all gonna be worth it though. Right? It's all gonna be worth it. It's not like we're doing it and it's just like, oh man, that's just it. You do it for no reason. Right? It's all gonna be worth it because the Lord's gonna give us much more just for pretty much putting him first. Right? I'm gonna get this Matthew chapter 6 and verse 33. It says, "But seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you." All of what, man? Whatever you desire. Right? Whatever you desire is going to be added onto you if you seek first the kingdom, aka put Yahweh B'Shem Shai first. It's like if you put the Lord first, ultimately. Now, if you're putting him on the back burner, then guess what? You're going to be put on the back burner. All right, especially in that day, Jacob's trouble, that great day, that day where the Lord's going to pretty much fuck up everybody. Well, at least all the 2/3 and the heathens. Right? And you don't want to partake in that. So, you know the saying. I mean, I'm pretty sure y'all seen memes on it. If you haven't, there's memes on like suffer now or suffer later. Right? The elect, they're suffering now. Right? They're going through it now. Right? Fighting on a day-to-day basis now. Wherefore, everybody else, aka the 2/3, the undesirables, they're going to have to suffer later, right? They're going to have to reap the consequences of, getting what they want, well, quote unquote, want now, whether it was cars, clothes, women, and hoes, or whatever, right? You got your job, became an entrepreneur, man. You making the money, you working hard, yeah. And you put all that above the Lord, right? Hell, you fell out the truth over it. Your Lord's like, okay, twinkle, twinkle, pretty much. That's how the Lord is. That's how the Lord feel about it. All right, you all right, bet, I got you. But if you seek first the kingdom, then guess what, bro? You're going to be given so much more than, honestly, that you can even imagine, right? And that I don't think that can be, expressed enough, man. Let me go ahead and get this Hebrews. Because you got to remember, bro, Yahweh Shai himself will allow him to make it, will allow him to endure what he had to go through on the cross, is knowing what he was going to receive. That right there alone lets you know that, like, man, it was worth it. It's far worth it. Right? This is Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 2. It says, "Looking unto Yahweh Shai, the author and finisher of our faith, the beginning and the end." Right? "Who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of the Most High." So, he is, man, he endured the cross, despising the shame, because of the joy that was set before him, because he knew what he was going to receive for what he's done through the power spirit of, Yahweh, ultimately. He knew he was going to be seated on the right hand side. He knew he was going to be, above all the angels. He knew he was going to pretty much be that guy. under Yahweh. You know, and all he had to do was go through this. And that was it. And when you put it in like that, it's honestly no comparison. Yes, not taking away what Yahweh went through. I'm not taking away none of that. But in comparison to be seated on the right hand side of the one that's the creator of all things, hey man, honestly, it really ain't no comparison. It's just not. And it's the same thing with us, right? That's why it's so important to focus on that joy that you're going to receive, man. The new bodies, being changed, kingdom, planets, power. Hell, you're considered a friend of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. You know, they delight in you. Imagine that. You got the creator and his son. They delight in you, man. Man, they fuck with you, man. Who wouldn't want that? Who wouldn't want that? Right? But you got to suffer, though. You got to go through it down here, man. You want to be Yahweh Shai disciple? Guess what? You got to partake in his sufferings as well. AKA drinking of that cup. Because every man got their cup to drink in this thing. Man, it's truth in this ministry, man. As Apostle Kabar said, man, I'm never going to forget this. Because it's very key that, you know, brothers and you few sisters understand this, man. You come into this truth to suffer, not to thrive. To suffer. Now, don't get me wrong. There's brothers that might be more on the well-off end as far as like money and whatnot. But guess what? The Lord is balancing it out with something else that you don't know about. That's something that only the Lord and that brother knows. You know? Never think a brother's just sitting here chilling in the truth, right? Especially when you don't understand the full picture of what he's going through. Simple as that, man. You know, so it's all gonna be, you know, it's all gonna be worth it at the end of the day, man. Right? Let me go ahead and get this. What else? Yeah, I'm gonna get that Romans. This is Romans chapter 8, verse 18. It says, "For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us," man. It's not even worthy to be in the same damn conversation. The sufferings of this present time, as of right now, what you're going through right now, it's not worthy to be compared to the glory that's going to be revealed within you. Right? You being changed, being able to fly, not, you know, not having to deal with demons anymore. Imagine that, bro. You ain't got to deal with the plague of the mind anymore. Fighting them intrusive thoughts. When you let the intrusive thoughts win, type shit. Right? You ain't got to worry about doing that anymore, man. If anything, you're going to be one putting demons on other people. Wicked individuals. You're going to be one making judgment calls. Right? You're going to be sitting at the table with Yahweh Shai, man. Y'all make counseling together on what judgment y'all finna make. Or whatever, you know, y'all going to be talking about. If that's not worthy to, you know, suffer now for, I don't know what is then. Because sometimes, you know, you just got to put it in simple terms of like that. Like, damn, the things that I'm going through is really just, it's nothing. Now, don't get me wrong. Even with knowing that, the Lord still knows how to test you. He still knows how to test you. He still know how to get you, man. So you still going to be tested. You still going to be fighting. Woo to woo. You still going to have to deal with that. With Satan. Because that's how these bodies are, man. They're just subject to Satan. All right, and we fight it and we rebuke Satan to the best of our ability. But guess what? No matter what, we're going to fall short. And that's okay. That's why the Lord gave us Yahweh Shai. That's why Yahweh gave us Yahweh Shai. You know. But just keep in mind, man, it's all going to be worth it, man. Really just more, far more than worth it. All right. Where is it? I'm thinking of the scripture. Hold on. I think it's in. Okay, it's 2 Corinthians. All right. I'm gonna get this 2 Corinthians. Damn it. 4:17. It says, "For our light affliction, which is but for a moment." So the Lord, He look at what we're going through as a light affliction. And it's only for a moment. So it's only for a little amount of time in His eyes. You know, it's only been like 2 days, 2 or 3 days. says, worketh, I'll read from the top. 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 17 says, for our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. Right? So, the things that we go through right now, which is only for a moment, right, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory, man. We're gonna be rewarded beyond measure. Right? Beyond measure. Right? And there just ain't no topping that, man. If none of these scriptures right here convince you that like what you going through is ultimately worth it, then I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. This is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 3, verse 5. It says, and having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded. Right? For the Most High proved them and found them worthy for himself. Right? How the elect being proved, man? Through the fire. I'm gonna read actually verse 6. It says, as gold in the furnace hath he tried them and received them as a burnt offering, man. Right? As gold in the furnace, man. The elect, they're gonna be looked at as that gold. That fire, man, burning them. That's them trials and tribulations that you go through on a day-to-day basis, man. Lord, put a fire on your ass. Right? Ultimately to purify you. Ultimately. But yeah, being only a little chastised, man. Right? The key word, this is in the Lord's eyes. To us, of course, it's going to seem big. It's going to be a lot to us. But to the Lord, it's just like, it's only a little bit. But hell, he even said the elect going to be greatly rewarded. Well, the Lord saying greatly? What the hell does greatly look like? Think about it. I remember Pastor Ron Love used to say that. Think about it. But yeah, man. Going to be greatly rewarded, man. Right? So, like, bro, what we going through as of right now, bro, like, the Lord's going to reward us beyond measure. Right? Really, ultimately, words really can't comprehend it. But we try to the best of our ability. I'm going to get Matthew chapter 19. I'm going to get straight to the point. Verse 29. It says, and everyone that hath forsaken houses or brethren or sister or father or mother or wife or children or lands for my name's sake, right, in the names of Yahweh Bashem Shai, not just forsaken, just forsaken, shall receive 100-fold and shall inherit everlasting life. What the hell does 100-fold look like? You forsaking your brother, your brethren, or your father, or your mother, right? In other words, you love them less, right? You don't put them over Yahweh Bashem Shai. You let them go for the sake of the ministry, especially when the time comes when they're gonna take their MOTB and you not. What does that look like? Receiving 100-fold for that? We can't comprehend it. I'm trying to think of it right now. I don't know what 100 times 100. Hey, you gonna give my mother back 100-fold? A wife 100-fold? Like, what does that look like? We don't really know. We just know it's far better than what we got right now. Times 100, far better than what you got right now. That's just to put a number on it. Because, whatever the Lord gonna reward us beyond measure. It's so much really that we can't comprehend it even if we tried. We just can't. With these feeble bodies, feeble minds we got. We can't comprehend it. So think about it, man. Just keep in mind, like, everything we go through, it's all going to be worth it. Don't matter how bad it may seem. It's all going to be worth it. If you're serving Yahweh Bashem Shai, man, you good. If you still got the spirit, you good. But remember, continue to pray. Continue to pray. But yeah, man, anyways, Lord willing, y'all was edified. I'm ended off by saying, Kal Halal, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Barakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostle and elders of Great Millstone. And until next time I say, Shalom, Yisrael.